Ever strolled through a garden and noticed how some plants seem to explode upon touching? Quite a spectacle, isn't it? The world of botany is teeming with such marvels, where plants seem to have a life of their own, displaying behaviors that can seem eerily animal-like. One such fascinating example is the touch-me-not plant, also known as the shy plant or the sensitive plant. Now, the touch-me-not isn't the only plant to display this explosive behavior. There's a whole array of plants that react in a similar fashion to external stimuli. For instance, the squirting cucumber, which, as the name suggests, squirts seeds out when it's touched. Or the dynamite tree, a plant so hazardous that its fruits explode when ripe, scattering seeds at a speed of 70 miles per hour. And then there's the witch hazel, a plant that prefers a more subtle approach. Its seeds don't explode out. Instead, they're ejected gently, landing a few feet away from the parent plant. Each of these plants, unique in their own ways, exhibit a behavior that's not just intriguing, but also serves a crucial evolutionary purpose. But why do these plants explode? What's the science behind this peculiar phenomenon? Is it a defense mechanism, or is there more to it? And how does a plant which lacks a nervous system manage to respond to touch? These are some of the questions that we'll be exploring in this video. We'll delve into the world of these explosive plants, understand the mechanisms that drive their behavior, and unravel the science that makes it all possible. So fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to embark on a journey into the heart of the botanical world, where things aren't always as they seem, where plants aren't just passive entities, but dynamic organisms capable of rapid, dramatic responses. In the next few minutes, we'll unravel the science behind these exploding plants. To grasp why some plants explode upon touch, we first need to get acquainted with the basic mechanisms of plants. So let's dive right in. Plants, like all living organisms, are complex and fascinating. They have unique ways of surviving and thriving, using a system of processes that can seem almost miraculous. One of these is photosynthesis, a process that harnesses the power of the sun to convert water and carbon dioxide into glucose, a type of sugar that serves as the plant's primary energy source. This process also releases oxygen, an element indispensable for most life forms on Earth. But how does a plant take in water and carbon dioxide? That's where the plant cell structure comes into play. Plants have specialized cells that allow them to absorb water and nutrients from the soil through their roots, while their leaves are dotted with tiny openings called stomata that take in carbon dioxide from the air. Now, let's talk about plant cells. They are enclosed by a rigid cell wall that provides structure and support. Inside, a central vacuole filled with water and nutrients helps maintain turgor pressure, which keeps the plant upright and healthy. This pressure is crucial for the plant's growth and survival. And then, there's the plant's intricate communication system. Plants don't have a nervous system like animals, but they do communicate. They use chemical signals to send messages from one part of the plant to another, responding to changes in their environment. For instance, if a plant is under attack by pests, it can send out a distress signal that prompts the release of defensive chemicals. In a nutshell, plants are not passive entities. They actively engage with their environment, adapting and responding to changes in light, temperature, and other external factors. They have evolved sophisticated mechanisms to ensure their survival, and some of these mechanisms can be surprisingly dramatic, like the explosive action we're about to explore. With this basic understanding of plant mechanisms, we can now delve into the specifics of our explosive plant friends. So, what makes some plants sensitive to touch, causing them to explode or fold their leaves inwards? It's a fascinating question that takes us into the world of plant physiology, where we find a unique mechanism at play. These touch-sensitive plants, like the Mimosa pudica or the touch-me-not, respond to touch stimuli through a process called thigmonesty. This is not a conscious process, but a physical reaction driven by changes in cellular pressure. The key player here is something called turgor pressure, the pressure of water pushing against the cell wall. In a state of equilibrium, plant cells are turgid, meaning they are filled with water to the point that the cell wall is under pressure. This is what gives the plant its structure and keeps it upright. Now, when you touch the leaves of a sensitive plant, you trigger a rapid loss of this turgor pressure within the cells at the base of the leaves. This is achieved by the sudden movement of ions like potassium and chloride out of the cells, which causes water to follow suit due to osmosis. As the water exits, the cells deflate, much like letting air out of a balloon. This deflation is what causes the leaves to droop or fold inwards, and in some species it can even cause seed pods to explode, flinging seeds out into the environment. But why do these plants react in such a dramatic way? The answer lies in the delicate balance of survival. By folding inwards, these plants protect their delicate inner leaves from potential harm, be it from hungry herbivores or damaging weather conditions. Similarly, the explosion of seed pods ensures that the plant's seeds are dispersed far and wide, increasing their chances of germination and survival. So it's all about survival, isn't it? But how exactly do these plants explode? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the remarkable world of plant movement in our next scene. The explosion that we see in these plants is a rapid, fascinating process. Imagine a water balloon. When you fill it up, the water causes the balloon to expand. The balloon's skin stretches to accommodate the increasing volume of water until it can't stretch anymore, and then pop. It's a similar principle with these plants, but of course it's a little more complicated than just filling up a water balloon. The explosion is a result of a process called turgor pressure, a force within the cell that pushes the plasma membrane against the cell wall. Think of it as the plant's version of blood pressure. Now, this turgor pressure is primarily caused by water moving into the cell. The water moves from an area of lower solute concentration outside the cell to an area of higher concentration inside the cell in a process known as osmosis. When the plant is disturbed, it triggers a chain reaction. The plant cells in the disturbed area release chemicals that cause water to rapidly flow out, reducing the turgor pressure in those cells. Meanwhile, the cells next to them still have high turgor pressure. The difference in pressure causes the plant tissue to rapidly fold or collapse, which we perceive as an explosion. But why does the plant explode? It's a defense mechanism. In the wild, the sudden movement can startle herbivores, making them less likely to eat the plant. Or, in the case of seed pods, the explosion helps to scatter the seeds far and wide, increasing the chances of the plant's offspring growing in a new location. So, the explosion is not just a fascinating spectacle, but it's also a vital survival strategy for the plant. It's a perfect example of how nature, in its infinite wisdom, has equipped even the most unassuming of flora with the tools they need to survive and thrive in this world. A complex process indeed, but one that's crucial for the plant's survival. But why do these plants need to move so rapidly upon touch? It's a question that has intrigued botanists and nature lovers for centuries. The answer lies in the heart of the plant's survival strategy. Rapid plant movement, or thigmonesty, as it is scientifically known, plays a critical role in both the survival and reproduction of certain plant species. Let's start with survival. In the case of the well-known touch-me-not plant, or Mimosa pudica, the rapid closing of its leaves when touched or shaken is a defense mechanism. This startling movement can discourage herbivores from grazing or insects from landing, giving the plant a chance to survive in a world full of hungry mouths. It's a bit like a superhero deploying a smokescreen to escape from a villain. Now let's move on to reproduction, another essential aspect of life that rapid plant movement aids. Take the example of the witch hazel plant. When its fruits mature, they explosively eject their seeds, a process known as ballistichory. This high-speed seed dispersal can cover a considerable distance, increasing the chances of the seed finding a suitable place to germinate and grow. It's not just about the survival of the individual plant, but of the entire species. This rapid movement can aid in the distribution of the plant over a wider area, helping the species to colonize new habitats and adapt to different conditions. So you see, this seemingly odd behavior is not just a random quirk of nature, it's a carefully evolved strategy, a testament to the remarkable adaptability and resilience of plant life. This rapid movement is not just a spectacle to observe, but a vital part of the plant's life cycle. So the next time you see a plant that seems to explode upon touch, remember, it's not just putting on a show, it's fighting for its life and the survival of its species. The touch-me-not plant is not the only one with explosive tendencies. Just like the touch-me-not, there are other captivating plants in the natural world that have developed their own unique ways of protecting themselves, dispersing their seeds or attracting pollinators, and some of these methods are quite explosive. One such plant is the witch hazel. This small, deciduous tree is native to North America and parts of Asia. It has a unique method of seed dispersal. When the seed capsules of the witch hazel mature in the autumn, they explode with a loud popping sound, flinging their seeds as far as 30 feet away from the parent plant. This explosion is not triggered by touch, but rather by the drying of the seed capsule, which builds tension until it finally bursts. Moving to a warmer climate in the Mediterranean region, we find the squirting cucumber. This plant, despite its amusing name, has a rather serious defense mechanism. When ripe, its fruit detaches from the stem and squirts a stream of liquid containing its seeds. This liquid is not only aimed at distributing the seeds, but it's also a repellent for herbivores, as it contains compounds that are irritating to the skin and eyes. In the grasslands of North America, we encounter the sandbox tree, also known as the dynamite tree. The sandbox tree's seed pods dry out and explode with a loud bang to scatter their seeds. The speed of the seeds being fired out can reach up to 150 miles per hour. And finally, let's not forget the poppy plant, a common sight in many gardens and fields. When a poppy seed pod matures, it develops small holes underneath its crown. As the wind shakes the plant, the seeds are dispersed out of these holes, creating a natural pepper pot effect. These plants, while less common, are just as fascinating in their explosive nature. Each one of them serves as a brilliant reminder of the diverse and ingenious ways that plants have adapted to survive and thrive in their environments. These exploding plants truly showcase the wonder and complexity of plant life. As we've journeyed through this exploration, we've discovered the fascinating mechanisms that some plants have developed to ensure their survival. From the sensitive Mimosa pudica, or touch-me-not, to the explosive seed dispersal of the witch hazel, these plants have harnessed the power of movement in remarkable ways. Their behavior invites us to marvel at the ingenuity of nature. Each plant, with its unique adaptations, is like a testament to the beauty and complexity of life on our planet. In their silent, often unnoticed world, plants are constantly interacting with their environment, responding to the subtlest of cues and carrying out life processes that are nothing short of miraculous. But what's truly remarkable is the way these plants have adapted to their specific challenges. The touch-me-not, for instance, has turned its sensitivity into a defense mechanism. The witch hazel, on the other hand, uses its explosive seed dispersal to ensure its progeny reaches far and wide. This diversity in adaptation strategies is a testament to the richness and variety of plant life. As we delve deeper into the world of plants, we uncover more and more layers of complexity. Each discovery peels back another layer, revealing a network of interactions, a symphony of life processes, an intricate dance of survival and propagation. We see plants not just as passive entities, but as active participants in the grand theater of life. Each exploding seed, each folding leaf is a reminder that there's so much more to plant life than meets the eye. These plants are not just static, silent beings. They're living, breathing, moving entities, each with their unique life stories, each playing their part in the grand scheme of things. So, as we conclude this journey, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible world of plants. Let's marvel at their beauty, their complexity, their resilience. Let's remember that each plant is a testament to the wonder of life, a silent yet powerful reminder of nature's ingenuity. Next time you see a plant explode upon touch, you'll know exactly why and how it's happening. Isn't nature truly amazing?